What is Atiku, Rufai, and P2B planning for Tinubu 2027? I repeat, what is Atiku, Rufai, and P2B planning for Tinubu 2027? As we speak now, there is no opposition party in Nigeria. There is no PDP, there is no Labour Party. I don't think that Atiku can run on the platform of the PDP. With the way PDP is structured now, I don't think that Peter Obi might run on the platform of the Labour Party with the infiltrations and what is happening in the Labour Party. Now, they are pushing for a coalition, visits upon visits upon visits. There was a rumor that Atiku was going to leave the PDP, but Atiku debunked that rumor and said, instead, I am not leaving the PDP, but we are forming a coalition that will dislodge Tinubu 2027, according to Daily Post Nigeria. Atiku confirms coalition that will dislodge Tinubu 2027. On the part of Rufai, Rufai has been visiting some politicians. He has been visiting some people lately. Over the weekend, according to Punch newspaper, Rufai visits Aregbesola, Tunde, Bakare in Lagos. Rufai visits, look at these people, Aregbesola, Tunde, Bakare in Lagos. There's one thing common with these two people, Tunde, Bakare and Aregbesola. In quote, some people say that they are not in the good books of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. These guys will play opposition to Tinubu from the southwest. Yes, that's why you see this kind of visits. If you think that the visits Rufai is making these days is just for child's play, you might be mistaken. There is an agenda and there is a move to bring coalitions together, and these people are being smart about it. They don't want to come out fully and say we have a coalition. They are testing the waters. They are understudying the waves, because Tinubu is somebody that if you are going to remove Tinubu 2027, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of revolution, a lot of restructuring of INEC, police, and the judiciary. If you cannot restructure INEC, if you cannot restructure the police, if you cannot restructure the judiciary, forget about removing Tinubu come 2027. Because we have all come to agree that the kind of politics we are going to play is the politics of snatch it, grab it, and run away with it. See, Rufai went to visit Buhari. They took pictures. Normally, people will say, it is normal visit now, it is normal Ramadan visit, this and that and that. These are political statements. Don't just sit down and think that nothing could happen. If you believe that nothing could happen, 2027, of course, there will be a coalition. Of course, people will rise up, especially the obedient movement. They are getting prepared to match the energy, propaganda for propaganda, with APC, RONU, or APC, those that are sponsored online to support the president, cause division. Everybody is getting prepared, testing the waters, looking at their strengths and weaknesses, putting themselves together. Because what happened during the last presidential elections shocked a lot of people, even the PDP. The PDP is crumbling, one of the biggest political parties in Africa. The PDP is crumbling. They cannot get their act together. I was arguing with somebody. I told that person that Wike is more influential in the PDP than an Atiku. You don't put Wike and Atiku in the same place. Wike stood for the PDP when the going was tough. Atiku abandoned the PDP, ran to the APC, and thought he was going to get position in the APC. At the end of the day, they chose Buhari. Atiku could not stay in the APC. He saw that Buhari would be likely chosen as the next candidate of the APC. He left the APC and came back to PDP he abandoned. Whilst he left the PDP, Wike stood his ground, defended the party, sponsored the party, made sure the party was strong. So you don't compare a Wike and an Atiku when it comes to PDP. If Wike wants to destroy what is left of the PDP, that is his own business. I don't know what is his agreement between him and Tinubu. So, with Atiku, Rufai, and whoever is going to play in those coalitions, they need to test the waters. They need to start looking at structures that they will align with, people that they will bring into their fold to form this coalition. They need to be very careful because we are dealing with a jagaban of politics. How he was able to plant people in other parties to destabilize the parties is yet to be studied. How he planned ahead, that is Tinubu, how he planned ahead, knowing what may happen in the future. He planned ahead, and all of a sudden, Labour Party is crumbling. All of a sudden, PDP, now in shock me pass. I've said it before, Anambra State, nobody picked governorship form. If PDP can even survive to 2027, nobody should be running. If Atiku remains in the PDP, Atiku is going to destroy the PDP. So whatever coalition they are bringing together, Nigerians are waiting and they are watching. But I've said it before, for you to remove Tinubu, it is going to be an uphill task. It's going to take a lot, not just revolution, a lot of restructuring. Because the way APC is standing, they are standing gidigba. As much as Nigerians may not vote for the APC, but APC have their own crowd, they have their own audience, and they will use their audience to manipulate elections. For instance, now, total number of voters in Nigeria, let's say for instance, is 10 million. APC may have a 1 million. And APC may see that we have 5 million people against us. You know what they can do? They will make sure that INEC streamlines those 5 million votes into 1.5 million. Yes, you just streamline them into 1.5 million. So let's say we have 1 million dedicated APC voters and 1.5 million for the other people, or 2 million for the other people. After this one no qualify, this one name no come out, or all those corruption shenanigans we have in our agencies of government. So we have 2 million for the opposition, 1 million for the APC. What do they do during the election? They give them the Edo State treatment. After I say Edo Lagos, PDP coordinators started canvassing for the APC because when they saw money, they changed their mind and started canvassing for the APC. So what may likely happen is that out of those 2 million, APC can use poverty, which is prevalent now, and use money. They can buy voters and all have you with their own 1 million standard, with their own 1 million votes on ground. They have already gotten that 1 million vote. In fact, they have already marked it in the INEC register, their own 1 million vote against the 2 million. After they have trim and streamline like what they did in the last Lagos State election, P2B and Tinubu, they cut upon the cutting still. You just say, there's a way we'll cut this thing now, they will know that we really rigged this election badly. They just gave it to Obi. And since then, that was when the onslaught, the propaganda against the Igbo started in Lagos, Nigeria. So if the likes of Atiku, Rufai, I'm just saying, can be able to convince Nigerians that they need to revolutionize our INEC, our judiciary, and the police, and they will push for reforms. They will stand their ground if they can be able, which I don't believe they will be able. Of course, these are not the leaders. I don't know where these people get their confidence from. That's one of my problems. I don't know where they get their confidence from. Like, they are going to unseat Tinubu, they are going to Ghana votes and everything. Like, the games they have been playing in the past, Tinubu will allow them play that same game. the games they have been playing in the past, you think Tinubu will allow them play the same game, whereby you add a lot of votes in the north to favor you in front of APC, which is a party of criminals. You wonder why APC is not accusing themselves of you thief, I thief, you are a thief, because they know what binds them together is criminality. For instance, we have the APC party. All of us know say all of us are thief. We will not go cast ourselves now. So far we are in power and we are eating from national cake and everybody is having his own share. We can never cast ourselves. Instead, we will defend ourselves. But an obedient movement whereby people who want a better Nigeria, both the good, the bad, the ugly, the non-ugly, all come together. Of course, you will witness some people pointing out that kind of coalition of the good, bad, and ugly. You will expect some people standing out and some people not standing out, and this disagreement amongst themselves, pointing hands at this is a thief and everything. You expect division in that kind of movement. But the APC, we all understand that we are all criminals. We are all collectively destroying the life of the Nigerian masses. I've told you what APC stands for is for the elite. For those that went to school, you understand what I'm saying? For the elite. And if the Bible says there will always be poor people amongst you, it is proving the kind of governance Nigerians want. I'm telling you, the poor are not concerned about how they will get better lives. They are concerned about how they will be used as slaves. And APC understands that very, very well. And they are using that perfectly. A perfect example is Natasha and Akpabio. Look at those that were protesting on behalf of Natasha and those protesting on behalf of Akpabio. It tells you a lot about the mentality of Nigerians. Now, nobody can unseat Tinubu 2027. I've said it. In this Nigeria, and the Nigerians we know, if it's these people that are if it's Atiku and Rufai that are coming together for a coalition, nobody can unseat Tinubu 2027. Except Rufai is planning for 2031. But it seems there's another kid on the block other than Rufai. Rufai, if you are not planning to really unseat Tinubu, you are planning to gather muscle for yourself to be president 2031, I think that space is no more available. I'm telling you, that space is no more available. If you're not actively participating in Tinubu's government, he might not want to pass the baton on to you. You think you are romancing with Aregbesola and Tunde Bakare. Typical of them will never work against Tinubu with an Rufai. Even though it's been said that Tunde Bakare and Rufai, they are friends. Aregbesola, Fayemi, Tunde Bakare, all these people, you want to bring them into your coalition. You don't like your coalition. You want to bring them into you don't like your coalition, my brother. If I hear that there's a new coalition in town, and most of the people that are heading that coalition, I hear they are Fayemi, Bakare, and Aregbesola, I know that the way Labour Party crashed as easy as a pack of cards, this one will be worse, and even worse than the way PDP is crashing today. These people can never work against the Tinubu. In fact, they might be an insider. They might be standing aloof like their opposition to Tinubu, waiting for some people to come and put them into an opposition, and thereby in turn work for the same Tinubu. Sometimes I'm asking this question. This 2023 election exposed a lot of people, exposed a lot of characters, exposed a lot of things. I tell you, some men will have gone to their grave as honorable men, but yet the election showed that they were not that honorable. Look at Mr. Donyo Kukwe. Look at the reactions. They tell you that a dead person, you don't need to. My brother, Abacha died and Nigerians were celebrating. Hitler died, the world was celebrating. A dead person is a dead person. He is going to meet his God and get judgment. But if he has not done something that is good, we'll say it. That does not stop us from saying that this man did not leave a legacy after his death. Like the way I'm saying that our elders of today that are dying, they did not leave any legacy for us, the young ones that are coming. No legacy. What they are leaving is still the hatred they carried with them during the 1963 whatever. Igbo outside, they have not left any legacy. No electricity, no infrastructure. We are not even participating in the current world reality. What education have they given to us? I got into higher institution. My lecturer said, for attending this school, compare this school to what is happening all over the world, to the current realities all over the world. You are far, far behind. Like, I just entered school. The lecturer is assuring me that if I have a first class, in that school, I'm still behind other schools in other worlds. So these our old men that got free education, no legacy. If they die, they not die better not me. I'm not God. They should go and meet God, and God should judge them. If a father leaves a disaster for his children, and you expect the children they should start praising the father. So most of these guys were exposed during Tinubu's 2023 election presidential candidate. It's no more. It is Tinubu's 2023 presidential candidate elections. That's what I'm tagging 2023, because we know all that happened. However, the only solution to what is happening in Nigeria today is restructuring. Mr. Rufai, Mr. Atiku, it's like una get money. Mr. P2B, people have money to spend. My advice to P2B is that if you cannot go juggler for juggler the way APC is running their own kind of politics, forget it. They are still going to, as you are accusing them, they are still going to rig the same election 2027. Their supporters are going mad. Their supporters are getting jobs, getting placements. They are fixing them in strategic positions. Unlike when Buhari was president, most of these APC supporters are not in strategic positions. Now that they are in strategic positions in INEC, they are in strategic positions in the judiciary, the same APC that don't have conscience. They are in strategic positions in the police. They are in strategic positions in the DSS. They are in strategic positions in various arms of government. Is it where when they're, Obi won in almost all military formations in Nigeria during Buhari, during the last election. Those areas you cannot snatch ballot box, you cannot say you want to rig. It had to be free and fair. That is why an armed robber will never attack. We never see it as wise to attack an army barracks. You know that army barracks, you expect free and fair elections at army barracks. But now that this criminal APC have access to all this, there's a president whose legacy is snatch it, grab it, and run away with it. He has fixed his people left, right, center, in immigration, in this, in customs, in the army, in everywhere. His people are there. In the Senate, they are there. In the House of Reps, they are there. In the Southeast Development Commissions, they are all there. In the Northeast Development Commission, Southwest Development Commission, all the commissioning, all the committees, all the head of committees, his boys are there. In the media, his boys are there. He is putting everybody. There's a handle on Twitter, on social media, that is telling Yorubas that we have jobs for you, only Yorubas. If you are non-Yoruba, don't bother applying for jobs under this current administration. So is it when this guy has put all his people everywhere to watch and safeguard for him that you want to come out and say you are forming a coalition? Both Northerners, both Easterners, both Southwesterners, everybody has been bought with a price. On social media, they are there. Soldiers are everywhere. Money has been, billions of naira being spent every month to sustain all this structure of criminality. And you think that you want to threaten a Tinubu with your coalition. I laugh. There are people that I don't think will be president of this country, and one of them is Rufai. P2B should go back and re-strategize for the Biafran cause and start building an Igbo nation using his experience, his connections, build an Igbo nation. Because as it stands now, the plot is open to everybody. Unless the obedient movement will play juggler for juggler with the APC and go ruthless, and they can be able to convince Nigerians that, you see, if I don't want to say this, the only thing that can change APC is revolution. And there's a kind of revolution that can change APC and Tinubu. There's a kind of revolution. If somebody was not directly in power, the thing that happened at the 2023 presidential elections happened. Not to talk of now that he's in power. We are not saying that, dictators, they are easy, but do the people have the mind to ask them out? Do the people, we are divided, polarized, ethnic, religion, and party-wise. The politicians use it against us. Look at how they are pushing against Igbos, they are pushing against this. Middle belts now. They have started using middle belts influencers to push a cause division everywhere. Well, it's unfortunate. But as we stand now, the only thing that can save Nigeria is restructuring.